Hello scientists, you are welcome to another interesting basic science class with Miss Andres, and today we are going to be looking at pulleys. We want to know the meaning of pulleys and types of pulleys. Remember, a pulley is a type of a simple machine, so we are going to be looking at different types of pulley. Now the question is, what is a pulley? What is a pulley? A pulley is a simple machine that can make it easier to lift a load or change the direction of force. So a pulley is a simple machine that can make it easier to lift a load or change the direction of force. Remember the word pulley. It has pull in it. So to pull means to lift. So any simple machine that makes it easier to lift a load or that changes the direction of a force is known as a pulley. It is also a combination of a wheel and an axle. The axle is a long thin cylinder, that long rod, such as a screw or it can be a pin. It goes through the center of the wheel. The wheel is that circular thing you can see. So it allows it to spin around the axle. Now we have different types of pulley. Generally, we have 3 different types of pulleys. How many types? 3. Good. So number 1, we have the fixed pulley. Number 2, we have the movable pulley. Number 3, we have the compound pulley. And compound pulley is also known as block and tackle. So can we repeat together? Fixed pulley, movable pulley, compound pulley, or block and tackle. So let's look at these pulleys one after the other. So when you say fixed pulley, is a single pulley. Now what are the features of a fixed pulley? In a fixed pulley, the wheel is attached to a surface. One thing you must know is that a fixed pulley is the most basic pulley. It consists of one pulley attached to a permanent location. So you see, permanent means it is fixed, it is not moving. Fixed pulleys help to lift a load. How do they do that? By changing the direction of the applied force. So in order for it to be able to lift a load, it changes the direction of the force that is applied. So next is movable pulley. What did I say? Movable pulley. As the name implies, movable. Something that is not static, something that is not fixed to a point. So it moves. So a movable pulley, it moves along the rope. You see it now. That's why it is called the movable pulley. So in a movable pulley system, part of the load is supported by a fixed object. The fixed object can be a wooden or a metal beam. Then the other part is supported by a person. So one part is fixed to an object, while the other part is supported by a person. So the pulley moves along a rope. Now this movable pulley makes it easier to lift a load by making it lighter to move. Also, the movable pulley, the wheel supports the load. The effort that is applied to move the load is in the same direction as the movement. Okay, so this movable pulley, basically it reduces the force needed to move an object. So you don't need too much force. It makes the load lighter. So far we've talked about fixed pulley. Then now we are looking at movable pulley. Remember, in movable pulley, the pulley moves along the rope. The pulley moves along the rope just to make the load lighter and easier to move and easier to lift. So next we are going to be looking at compound pulley. Can I hear you say that? Compound pulley. Now the compound pulley is also known as the block and tackle. What did I say? It's also known as the block and tackle. Now when you say compound, it means 2 or more things are joined together. So that's actually what describes the compound pulley, because a compound pulley combines both the benefits of a fixed and a movable pulley. Now what does it do? It can change the direction of force as well as reduce the effort required to lift a load. You remember, in a fixed pulley, it helps to change the direction of force applied. Then in a movable pulley, it helps to make the load lighter and thereby making you use less effort. So now a compound pulley combines the benefit of a fixed pulley, which is to change direction of force, and the benefit of movable pulley, which makes it easier to lift a load. So a compound pulley changes the direction of force as well as reduce the effort required to lift a load. Now, a compound pulley consists of at least one fixed pulley and one movable pulley. Another name of the compound pulley is the what? Block and tackle. Correct. Now, let's watch the next video for a better explanation of pulleys. Happy viewing.
We know machine is anything that makes our work easier. And machines can be a simple machine or a complex machine. Simple machine is a simple mechanical structure that is made up of no or few moving parts. Example, a lever, a pulley, an inclined plane, a wedge, or a screw. And complex machine is a machine that is made up of two or more simple machines. It can be a scissors, wheelbarrow, drill. A pulley is a wheel with an axle, where edges of the wheel are grooved, so that some rope can pass around this grooved edge of the wheel. And this rope is used to raise heavy objects. Pulleys can be used in many ways to lift loads. Now let's see what is the advantage of using pulleys. If you want to lift a very heavy object, but your body cannot apply that much force, you can use this simple machine, pulley. Let's see how. You can attach the object to one end of the rope and let this rope pass through the groove edge of the wheel. Now, other end of the rope is free, which can be pulled to lift the object. A pulley helps you to reverse the direction of your lifting force. So, as in the picture below, you pull the rope downwards to lift the weight up. So, pulley changes the direction of force required to lift the object, as you can see in the picture. They can be fixed pulleys and movable pulleys. Fixed pulleys are those where the pulley is tied to a bar or a beam and the pulley doesn't move at all when the rope is pulled. It just changes the direction of the force, and there is no multiplication of force. If you lift something without a pulley, you are required to apply force in an upward direction. And when you use a pulley, the direction of force changes, and now the direction of force required is downwards. And it's easier to apply the force in a downward direction than applying in an upward direction. Now let's see what is movable pulley. In case of movable pulley, pulley is not tied to any beam or bar. One end of the rope is tied to the fixed beam or bar. Other end is free to be pulled by any other person. And the pulley is in the center to which the object is attached. This way, the weight of the object is shared between the fixed bar and the person pulling it. It is a pulley that moves along with the load. That is, both the pulley and the load is movable. The load moves in the direction of force applied. It takes less force to lift or move the object than moving with your hands only. And the more the number of pulleys and supporting ropes, the smaller the force required. So a movable pulley multiplies the force. Now let's see what is a compound pulley. Compound pulleys are also called block and tackle. Is a combination of a fixed and one or more movable pulleys. A simple pulley only redirects or changes the direction in which force is applied and does not give us much mechanical advantage. But a compound pulley, or a block and tackle pulley, is able to reduce the effort required to do the work. Example, if the work involves lifting a 100-pound weight, a compound pulley made up of 2 pulley wheels and a longer rope reduces the lifting force to only 50 pounds. More greater reductions are possible with more number of pulley wheels and longer threads. But these systems take a lot of space.
A pulley is a simple machine. A pulley is a wheel with a groove around it so that it can hold a rope in place. One end of the rope is attached to an object or a load of objects to be moved. The other end of the rope is left free to be pulled on. When the free end of the rope is pulled on, it lifts the weight on the opposite end of the rope. The way pulleys work is very much like a seesaw. One end of the seesaw is weighed down. When force is put on the opposite end, the weight is lifted into the air. Pulleys can do one of 3 things when attached to a heavy object or load. A pulley can raise an object or load. A pulley can lower an object or load. Lastly, a pulley can simply move an object or load from one place to another. Over time, we have found many uses for the pulley. To open and close a theater's curtains, a pulley system is used. It runs a rope between 2 pulleys to move the heavy curtains back and forth with ease. Window blinds are opened and closed with a pulley. Derricks, machines used to drill for oil, rely on a pulley to lift and lower the drill from the well. Many exercise machines use a pulley for lifting weights.
I know you enjoyed every bit of that video and now you have a better understanding of pulley. Remember, we started by looking at the meaning of pulley. Remember, pulley is one of the types of simple machines. Can you still remember the different types of simple machines? Of course, we had a formula for it. Slip to W. S for screw, L for lever, I for inclined plane, P for pulley, which we are looking at, W for wheel and axle, and the other W for wedge. A pulley is a simple machine that can make it easier to do what? To lift a load and to do what? Or change the direction of a force. And a pulley is a combination of a wheel and an axle. Remember, I told you anytime you hear the word pulley, your mind should go to pull, which means to lift. Alright? Then we looked at the different types of pulley. What are they? Fixed pulleys, movable pulleys, and compound pulleys. Then after which, I explained each of these different pulleys to you. I know you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to attempt your quiz and do your assignment. See you in my next class. Bye.